guys, and Happy New Year 2023. Pretty crazy. When I was younger, 2023, if you were to say that, seemed like it was so far in the future. I swear we'd have been riding vacuum cleaners around, but nope. Just kind of the same old stuff, COVID and blah, blah, blah. So let's hope that's behind us and 2003 is a great year. But again, have no expectations and just roll with it because life is hard and it doesn't matter if it's a new year. We're still going to have goods and bads that come with it. Just kind of go with the flow and trust the flow of the universe. But regardless of all that and the Happy New Year wishes and blessings, I wanted to talk a little bit about, I went to Hawaii recently and I brought my Mavic 3 and I bought my Mini 3 Pro. And I honestly didn't fly my Mini 3 Pro barely at all. I'll probably end up selling my Mini 3 Pro and I'll do a video on why I'm going to do that. And I'll do a video about why I'm doing that next. But for now, I want to talk a little bit about color grading D-Log footage. As you see here, I went to Hawaii, as I said, got some normal looking footage, not in D-Log, and you see it looks nice and colorful. That's straight out of the gate. And then I have something comparable in D-Log. And it looks kind of blah and flat. But one thing you need to know is you can go in and select that by, let me go ahead and see. I did a screen recording to kind of talk through this. But you go and you select down below in your camera settings, you got normal, D-Log, and HLG. I don't even know. I don't even use HLG ever. Don't even really know what that's about. But I sometimes will shoot D-Log, but not normally. Sometimes I'll do it just to lock something else in. Normal seems to do a pretty darn good job 90% of the time. But D-Log, if you are going to shoot it, make sure you have that color display assist on. That really does help, for me at least, composing my footage, because when it looks really washed out and flat, I can't personally visually see and compose as well as with that toggled on. So just know that's where you actually put your camera into D-Log setting. So right now we're going to go and grab a couple clips. I'm going to drag it into a Final Cut timeline. We'll first grab this guy, which is the normal color space, and then I'll grab one of these in D-Log. And I'll drag that right over here into the timeline. So as you see, we have, again, the one shot in normal. And it looks good, right? We'll full screen it for a second. Nice, beautiful ocean scene. Kind of like fireworks from the air. Really cool. I love this spot. And then we have this guy. And as you see, watch. Playing. Normal color. And then we're going to go into the D-Log in a second. Ooh, what happened there? But with a few moves, we can go ahead, and this is Final Cut, mind you. It's going to be a little different in LumaFusion or DaVinci Resolve. I don't do a ton in DaVinci Resolve. I've been using it more now that it came out on the iPad, and I'll be doing some tutorials on that, so stay tuned. But right here, we're going to go into our effects, and I'm going to go to Color, and then we got Custom LUT. So if I drag this little Custom LUT right onto here, so here it's there, you just can't see it. I'm going to go right to this tab, my effects little panel, and you see I got Custom LUTs. So I had to install some, and I'm not going to go ahead and do a tutorial on that right now. It's pretty easy to do. You could just Google it, or I can do a tutorial on how to install a LUT in Final Cut Pro. If you need that, let me know in the comments below, but I'm sure there's something out there. And we can go to something like buttery films, and maybe I just do like a contrast kind of boom, like something like that to get it more in the ballpark of where we want to be. And I sometimes don't know if I should be underexposing a little bit when I'm shooting in D-Log or overexposing a little bit. Let me know what you guys have found out. I think I kind of overexposed a little bit, possibly. But I'm going to go ahead, let me go ahead and see. I'm going to try one of these two. Let me just see. The Evo 2 Pro. Like, that doesn't look horrible. And when I say it doesn't look horrible, I know that I can still tweak it to make it look where it is going to be crispy and nice and contrasty. So let me try that one. So that or that. Let me just rock this one out. I'm going to rock the Atort one out and see. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to do a color wheel. So mind you, I did one move, which was add a LUT and select the LUT. And now I'm going to do a color wheel. And I can just go ahead and maybe bring down the shadows. I don't know if I want to bring down the highlights. No, I'm going to bring up the overall saturation a bit. Contrast. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and do one more move. I got a set of plugins. It's called the finishing plugin by My Final Cut Pro, I think, effects. And let's go over there. And you see they're here. And let's go to... Detail fine, detail depth. There. That's adding a little bit more crispiness to it. So there we go. Now let's just kind of see. Now I didn't do any color grading to the normal one, mind you. I can by adding a color wheel here as well. And in theory, we should be able to pull out more color because we have more dynamic range in the D-Log. But again, a lot of the times, it looks good or good enough for a very little amount of energy, just shooting in normal and kind of going from there. So let me see. Boom. This is normal with a teeny bit of color grading. Not really much, just a couple little quick moves to show you with the color wheels. And let's go into the next one. This was shot in D-Log and see what looks better visually to the eye. Come on. Okay, so this one probably needs a little sharpening, oddly enough. Let me see. I'm going to go back into this finishing plugin and do a little... Nope. Just a little sharpening. Okay, let's see. So I don't know what one you think looks better. It's kind of rendering, so it's choppy a little bit. But that or that. And as you see, they look roughly very similar. So this is normal. This is D-Log. But you see, with not a lot of energy, you can, if you know what you're doing, get them to look very comparable to where you almost can't even tell. This one looks like the shadows aren't as contrasty, meaning it looks a little bit more like washed out. Not washed out, but a little bit not as deep in the shadows, which could be a good thing. Maybe that's actually a better thing. Or this one in normal where it looks a little darker, which could be considered richer. But this is just a quick little tutorial on showing you how to shoot in D-Log properly by using that color assist option that you toggle on, and also by color grading pretty darn easily with just adding a LUT and doing a couple quick moves. But you can see looks very comparable, or this is actually the normal, to that. So if you showed me both, I wouldn't say one looks way better than the other, and we shot them in different color modes. So I'm hoping this helps. Just a quick little tutorial. I am going to hopefully start doing some more. I didn't reach my goal of 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but hopefully I can surpass that very soon with your support. So please hit the thumbs up button, comment if you can, and if you are into drones, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and hopefully we all have a prosperous, amazing 2023. Happy flying and safe flying to all. And for now, have a beautiful day, guys. Aloha.